Okay, so a female customer, a wannabe gunsmith, and a Remington Model 700 walk into a gun store. No, I'm just playing. But first I'm going to take the rifle from her. I'm going to ask to look at it, and then I'm going to make sure the arm is safe, magazine's out of it. I'm going to take out this no, I'm not. First I'm going to let her know that I would like to fire the rifle, but I've got to do a couple other things first before we fire this rifle. And there's nothing against her. I work from what I know, and I'm going to make the rifle accurate from what my knowledge is of firearms. So I need to bench test this firearm after I look over a couple things first. First things I'm going to be looking over is this isn't a Remington 700, but it's a Tika 270. It fits the description somewhat of the Model 1700, in this case in point. So I'm going to look over all the screws, all the bolts, all the pins, all the everything. I'm going to look at all the little parts, see if everything's all tight, make sure everything's all tight up here. I'm going to then grab myself a couple of tools. So one of the first tools that I'm going to get here is I'm going to get a magnifying glass. And I'm going to remove this bolt. I'm going to take this magnifying glass and I'm going to inspect the muzzle up here, see if we have any circumferential burrs. And I'm also, the other tool I'm going to grab is one of these. It's not a bore scope, but it works just as good. I got this one from a place called Rural King. I don't know if you got Rural King around there, but if you got Rural King, they got everything pretty cheap. I think I got this for 10 bucks. And what it lets me do, let's go ahead and see what's going on down here. How well this thing's cleans, got any fouling. And as well, it gives me a nice zoomed in focus picture of all these circumferential burrs on the end of this muzzle right here. That's a shame. Then one of the next places I'm going to look, my little handy scope, is right up in here at the bore. And I don't know if you can see it or not. It's probably a little bit too bright for you on the camera, but I'm going to say that it looks pretty rough right here. Like it's sitting pretty high. Like we might be getting some stuff bound up in there. I'm going to tell you what I mean by high is those little chips on the inside of the bore, right where the bore ring is. If it's got these chips in here that, you know, it must be taking some kind of damage here. And right off the top, I'm going to go ahead and tell her that, ma'am, I've been to school for this stuff, and my course tech screamed at me, just go ahead and change this barrel. Everything they had me read was go ahead and change this barrel because of these circumferential burrs on the end of this barrel. Something you can't help. Not only it's used, and we don't know how long this problem went, because I did see everything was tight on here, how long this problem went with this stock, because it's not sitting in its bedding as it should. And then I'm going to check as well again when I get to the bench, and I'm going to see just exactly what's going on down in here and see if it still is catching so that we can move forward. I'm going to ask her about the warranty options before any kind of tools are going to go on it, and probably might have a good old boy warranty. I mean, you know, I'm going to tell her if you paid over this amount right here, that you might want to, if they will take it back. If you don't like it, well then you might want to go back and pay. I mean, if she gave 20 bucks for the rifle, I'm going to be like, oh, you should keep it and get another barrel. But if she paid $2 grand for the thing, I'm going to tell her you should probably take it back and tell your friend, you know, you changed your mind, and hope they don't renege on it. If there's no warranty or the poor warranty, I'm gonna if I have to, if she doesn't want to change the barrel, I'm gonna lap the bore during the barrel break-in process. If the bore has rust pits, like I think I did see a couple of them in this rifle, it's gonna need immediate replacement. Another thing I'll be checking is to make sure that this bolt can travel to where it needs to set home, and if it's coming down, if it's locking into the stock properly. However, this does look like a stock piece of wood, but I may be wrong. However, the M700 needs to be around, its headspace is, well, I'm sorry, its minimum lug length needs to be around 11.5 millimeters. We can measure that, but also I'm going to take a marker, and I'm going to mark back side of my lugs. So they may have to be lapped if it's not engaging all the way. Remember, now we're going to need to use a snap cap in here, take up our space for our headspace. We're moving this thing, and we're going to see if it's got about a good 80% of it removed. That way we know that everything is pretty much a-okay. I shouldn't be looking at one of my rifles while I'm doing this, because I just bought this one, and I should have went to school first. But moving forward, I'm going to, once I've got it marked, like I said, go ahead and see if this thing is got our blue gone. If it does, on a good 80%, we're good, like I said. And worst case scenario, we'll have to go in, pull this out, and then we would start lapping the lugs with some lapping compound, and probably in 2 stages of it. But Mr. Nathan Foster wrote a practical guide to bolt action rifle accurizing maintenance, and says it's probably about best to start with about a 240 grit on that lapping compound. I could make some if I had to make some, acquire some if I had to acquire some, or hit brown nails up. And then we're going to jump to about a 600 fine grit, so we get those things nice and smooth. And all this is just before I even go into the stock or into this optic, once I've made sure everything's tight. But I think that about wraps it up, and I've been long-winded enough. And this is like a confessional booth, but I might have got on this one. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening, sir.